What's up, everybody? Jerry with Up Trading coming back at you with another video. Going to be talking about Ater Incorporated. Man, what a freaking run this thing had over the last few days. But before I get started and start diving into the technicals and the ORTEX data, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button down at the bottom of the screen. Helps people like and share the content. Helps continue to grow the community as it has over the last couple of months. And yeah, we'll just dive right into this thing. So on the day, Ethereum was up 78 cents, up 12.52% on the day. And the after hours had a little bit of a sell-off, down 23 cents or 3.28%. Finished the after hours at $6.78 on the day, respectively. But man, this thing, as you know in my previous videos, I had been saying for quite some time that this thing was primed and ready. It was just a matter of when, right? And man, this run that it had from the end of the day yesterday, I mean, dude, it was like, it was around $6.20, ran all the way up to $8.20 and then rejected, and then came back up to try to retest and had kind of like a fake out breakout, and then had that sell off, and then kind of finished in a consolidation the rest of the day. But here's what's interesting. So it's the MACD here. So the MACD on the 30-minute is looking like it's starting to run parallel with this, and it's starting to get ready to cross. The hourly, same thing. We're kind of getting down to, or excuse me, we're probably at the apex of this, let's see, what is this? Of this diverging across that signal line. So I would expect us to start to make our way back up and start to shift this MACD back towards that signal line. But also the daily just crossed. So if you zoom in right here, hopefully you guys can see what I'm seeing. See this right here? So the daily just crossed based on the price action today. So I think we might have a continuation and momentum. If not tomorrow, then definitely in the days to come, because typically when that MACD is converging, this thing's, rocking and rolling, pretty much consistently, over the last 2 or 3 months that, I've been in this position. So jumping over to ORTEX real quick. Or actually here, before I do that, let me go ahead and kind of tell you guys, if we do get a run up, kind of what to look for. So we have that 820 resistance where we hit it twice and rejected. So that's going to be a key level right there. And then the intraday high from from today, which was 861. So that's going to be kind of a psychological level of resistance for tomorrow. Again, if this thing does have a little bit of a run, that's going to be kind of that area to keep in mind. And then if we can get a clean break over 868, that should bring us 9 and 912. And then after that, kind of going to be working our way back up to that $10 range, that we were at. I mean, geez, how long has it been? It's been a minute. Yeah, I mean, pretty much since the 21st of October. So it's going to be nice to hopefully get back there. It's kind of a similar instance of this right here. I mean, if we're following this trend line here, and again, this is all hypothetical, but if we're following this trend here, we might have a dip and then the third day have a run. But there's nothing guaranteed in the stock market, and this is just kind of, a hypothetical based on what I'm seeing. It does look, kind of similar to this. Now, this candle here from the day prior is significantly different from this one here. But this gap up is kind of what's catching my eye right here. So, but yeah, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And hopefully you guys stayed in it, and hopefully you guys are starting to make money, or starting to make some money back from this thing just getting beat down over the last few weeks. So jumping over to ORTEX, let me go over here. All right, so on ORTEX, so we have 1.3% short interest change, so pretty much a net neutral day. We had 119,000 return versus 225,000 borrowed against, for a net borrowed change of 105,000 borrowed against Ethereum today. Now, the current short interest of the free float is 22.5%. Cost to borrow minimum just over 0.5%, with the max just under 25%, leaving that average around 21.5%. Now utilization's up almost 25% from the previous 7 days. So currently sitting around 80% there. Cost to borrow is again hovering around that 20% range. Now this is showing from the live updates 21.5, but this one here up top showing 23, almost 23.5 there. Days to cover is up almost 13%. Shares on loan is up almost 15%. So I honestly think, just based on the exchange reported short interest history that was reported yesterday for the end of October, that came, public record as of yesterday. I mean, it looks like some shares were covered because we had a decrease in the share short from the 29th, which the 29th was, I believe, the day that we ran, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, sorry. Yesterday was the day that we ran. So that's probably what came out, was that data showing that that shares were actually covered by these hedge funds. So, but we're starting to work our way back up, which is something that's interesting to see too. I mean, even though if that is what happened, I mean, the short interest percent of the free float is still almost 30%, which is still significantly high. The percent of the free float on loan is up also almost 16%. So currently at 40.25% there. So we're definitely seeing, some interesting pieces here. Oops. I don't know what I did. Anywho, here, let me jump back over to the chart. I clicked something and it made the chart go all wonky. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, so going back to this, I mean, it's definitely something that's still in play, especially because not all the shorts have covered their positions, right? So that's kind of how I'm playing a lot of these highly shorted stocks is, once these hedge funds have fully covered their positions, then that's when I'll look to exit. So hopefully you guys have a similar strategy. I know everyone trades differently, but yeah, I think there's more on the table for this thing to continue. And again, looking back at the last time the MACD crossed on the daily, we ran over the next 2-3 weeks, we ran from 304 up to $19. Okay. So I'm not guaranteeing that this could happen, but it's something similar and something to keep an eye on. Cool. All right. Well, that'll pretty much wrap this one up. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.